This is the second expansion pack for Sid Meier's Civilization V, the second by lead designer Ed Bich, who brought you the fabulous Gods and Kings. So with that, I'll hand it over to Ed, but I just wanted to mention that we are still in the middle of production, so if you happen to notice any bugs, just ignore them, and don't tweet about them till after the show's over. So, Ed?
All right, well, let's go ahead and start taking a look. Just to give you guys an overview of this second expansion, we thought Gods and Kings did a great job of attacking the early and middle game and really freshening up the gameplay, adding a lot of cool new systems in that part of the game. So with Brave New World, we really felt like now's the time to look at the second half of the game and try to go ahead and come up with some new ideas that we're going to insert in that part of the game. For inspiration, we kind of looked at real human history in the 20th century and said, hey, that's a great thing to draw on for this next expansion. So we looked at the big clash of ideologies and those kind of conflicts that occurred between fascism and communism and democracy throughout the 20th century, first with the World Wars and then with the Cold War, and said that's going to be a lot of our inspiration for the kind of conflict and the kind of late game experience we want to have for everyone in Brave New World. So what we're going to do with Brave New World, we'll show you a little bit of the gameplay here. There are a lot of new systems going in for Brave New World. There's an expanded ideology system, the World Congress, a new way to play the culture game and get to culture victory. And part of that's an archaeology system. We have 9 new civilizations, 2 new scenarios, and a whole lot of new units and buildings. We can't cover all that right now, but we'll try to give you a quick 5 to 10 minute view at what this is all going to be about. So for this demo, you can see we're playing as Casimir III, King of Poland. His trait is called Solidarity, which allows you to have a free social policy each time you advance to the next era. The social policy system has been expanded in this expansion, so that this is really a very flexible trait that gives Poland all sorts of different ways they can set themselves up. Their unique unit is the Winged Hussar. Really cool looking special unit. And the nice thing about them is in combat, they're allowed to actually push back the defending unit if they're successful, and so you can shatter an enemy's line with them. And in general, they have bonuses with mounted units because their unique building is the Ducal Stable, which is going to give you the ability to produce experienced mounted units and get extra golden production from those pasture tiles. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is look at our new screen. It's a little bit cut off at the top there, but you can just make out that there's some new items up on the top menu bar. And the first one we're looking at is the new trade unit status icon. And so what we're going to do is kind of explore the new trade system a little bit. We're going to go over to the city of Lodz, where we've already created a caravan. That's one of the land trade units. And Dennis is going to click on the Establish Trade Unit button, and with that unit action, we now have a menu where we can figure out what city we want to send this trade unit to. On the top half of this screen, you have internal trade routes that go within your empire. What you're able to do is send either food or production to other cities within your empire. Production, it's great to do that if you're trying to build a wonder and you want to focus all the production in on that one city. With food, it's very helpful to use that type of trade route. If you just founded a new city, it needs some extra growth bonuses. You want to get it growing and up to a higher population very quickly. Right now, there aren't any major civilizations that we have options on, so we're going to probably go with a city-state trade route because we're in the point in the game right now we want to get some extra gold. As we highlight each of the trade routes there, we get a pop-up that shows us how the game has determined how much gold you're going to get out of that route. In general, the trade route system rewards you for connecting 2 cities that have very different local resources. So it lists which local resources are found in one city and not another, and the more of those you have, the more gold you'll get out of the trade route. You can also get more gold from your trade route if you build buildings in your city, such as markets and other ones that will expand your trade capabilities. So Dennis has selected to take this trade route and send it to the city-state of and it's on its way. It's going to be an automated unit. It will just move back and forth between those cities for a period of time. You also have trade over the sea, and now we've selected a cargo ship. The trade over the sea is generally more lucrative than on land, and you can go further distances. And so we're going to go ahead and send this cargo ship on its way. You can see the lines on the map with a preview of where the trade route is going to be. And one thing you do have to keep in mind with the trade routes are they can get attacked by barbarians and other civilizations. So what you're going to want to do is protect them. And so we're going to send one of our frigates out into this fog and make sure that our cargo ship's plowing a nice, safe route.
Eu sou Pedro, imperador do Brasil. Tenho pouco tempo para agradecer. O que eu traz aqui?
Okay, we've just met a new leader, brand new to the Civ series, Pedro II of Brazil. He's sort of busy doing his paperwork here, so we're not going to bother with him too much. I guess we'll just leave him be and go on with our business. Okay, so we've looked at the trade system. Let's look at another brand new system. Up on the top of the screen, you can see there's a new symbol here. It's a suitcase. It represents tourism. Right now we're pulling in 12 tourism a turn. And let's try to figure out how this tourism system works. Okay, so we're going to go to our capital city of Warsaw, and you'll see that the yields for this city have a brand new line item, which is tourism. We have 2 great works already built and being shown off in this city, so that's generating about 4 tourism a turn for us. The other thing that experienced players will notice right away is over on the right-hand side where Dennis is scrolling, that a lot of our buildings have new slots for what we call great works, and you fill them in with either great works of art, painting, or writing, and those are created by great artists, writers, and musicians. So we can go back out to the map now, and Dennis will select one of those, and it's Peter Bruegel, the Dutch artist, and he'll have him create a great work for us. So he's created this painting. It's the Tower of Babel. It's an actual work done by that artist, hanging in a museum in the world somewhere right now. And basically all of the great artists, writers, and musicians now in the game are tied to this type of signature work, just like Bruegel's tied to the Tower of Babel for us here. So if we select a great musician, we can get a similar effect. This is Edvard Grieg. Who doesn't like a good Mountain King, right? Okay, so we can go back to Warsaw, and now we can see these items are over in our city. We're filling up our museums, and we're actually producing culture sort of in a much more interesting way than just building the building and getting 2, 3 culture, whatever it was, that we were doing previous versions of the game. So we've expanded our tourism up on the top line of the screen. We're making 18 a turn. And what we want to do is we want to measure our tourism output. We basically want to see how much all the other civilizations of the world have tried to, come and see our culture, and what kind of appreciation levels we're getting for what a spectacular civilization we're creating here. And so what's happened is we're measuring our tourism against all the other civilizations in the game. We have different levels from exotic to popular. And if you get up to the level called influential with every other civilization in the game, then you've won the culture victory the brand new way. Okay, so that's pretty much what we wanted to show you in terms of some of the new systems in the game. There are a couple other new systems that you'll experience when you get Brave New World, the archaeology system, the brand new ideologies. But we're kind of out of time, and our XCOM friends have a few things they want to show you as well. So we're going to wrap this up for now. So before we move over to XCOM, though, we have a little segue. So if we can get back to the computer on the visuals here and demonstrate the last little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you one new unit that we have. And we actually, for Brave New World, we wanted to make sure that our combat chains were complete and that we really hadn't missed out on anything. And one thing that we were missing was we have this World War II paratrooper, but it'd be kind of nice to have a paratrooper that was a little more modern than that maybe could play with giant death robots and have some fun with that. So Dennis is going to show you how the XCOM squad works. And let's go ahead and give him a paratroop mission. These guys have 40 tile range for paradrops. So if you're familiar with Civ right now, it's about 9 for a normal one. So these guys can go anywhere you need them on the planet. And we'll see how they do against a giant death robot right now.
He's working for the aliens.
Who knows what texts he has in that library that are actually alien in origin? All right, the giant death robot is dead. The XCOM squad has shot their plasma weapons for the last time, and we're going to hand it off to Jake for the next part of our announcements.